Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome council, staff, and delegates to the regular meeting of the municipality of Marmarin Lake for Tuesday, April the 7th, 2026, and we are being streamed live. So I'll call the meeting to order at 5:31 with the land acknowledgement. We are meeting today on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Huron-Wendat, Anishinaabe, and the Haudenosaunee peoples. We acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. We honor their cultures and celebrate their commitment to this land. We would also like to acknowledge the Mohawk and Algonquin nations, whose traditional and unceded territory we are gathered upon today. Hastings County is situated on treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. Next, I need a motion that the agenda for the regular meeting of the council of the municipality of Marmarin Lake for Tuesday, April the 7th, 2026 be approved as presented. I have a mover and a seconder. Ron, second. Mike, any discussion on the agenda? All in favor? That's carried. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest? Being none. Thank you. Next is the mayor's report. March the 17th, I attended Hastings County Planning and Development and Finance Property and Personnel Committee meetings, and I presided over the regular Marmarin Lake Planning meeting, Committee of Adjustment, and Council meeting that day. March the 18th, I attended the regular Southeast Public Health meeting in Kingston. March the 24th, the CAO and I were invited, and we attended the roundtable session regarding the Alto high-speed train proposal in Madoc Township. The senior staff from Hastings County, municipalities, members of the EOTA, and representatives from the agricultural community were present. The Alto staff facilitated roundtable discussions. We were asked to provide input as to the municipality's concerns and what their organization could do to relieve some of the reasons for the opposition. And there's a report in the agenda. March the 25th, I also attended the Open House Information Center in Sterling Rawdon, and it also was very well attended. March the 25th, I attended the Southeast Health Unit Governance Committee meeting in Kingston. March the 26th, I attended the regular meeting of Hastings County Council, and a report on that is in the agenda. That afternoon, the CAO and I met with Dr. Shahidi and Dr. Payman to discuss space at the medical center. March the 27th, the CAO and I traveled to Etobicoke to pick up a fire skid donated by Global Medic and tour their facilities. Global Medic provides emergency equipment for disasters throughout the province. Through a training session I attended in Limerick Township with Mayor Kim Carson, Fire Chief Greg Maxwell, and Cindy Firth, they introduced me to the representatives of Global Medic. Limerick covers our fire calls for Marmarin Lake in the north part of the municipality when necessary. Global Medic was there doing demonstrations of various pieces of equipment, and I was introduced to their representatives. As a result, I was invited to visit their facility and see other equipment that could be available in the event of an emergency. They have side-by-side vehicles for rescue operations, generators, sandbag equipment, chippers, flood prevention apparatus, drones, numerous other items. As well, they collect outdated fire clothing, boots, etc. They repurpose it and package it to be sent to third world countries. From my understanding, the equipment is provided in case of emergency. It can be delivered or picked up, and the program is government funded. How did we not know about this before? Anyway, the manager is preparing us more information, which he will provide to the CAO. The advantage of this service is that you don't need to purchase equipment on demand. The fire skid will be installed in the fire chief's truck, and the advantage of this equipment is that it can provide fire services to remote areas and bridges where there is load limit restrictions that would prevent full-size fire trucks from crossing. March the 28th, I attended the retirement reception for Kathy Farrell, librarian. On behalf of Marmarin Lake Council, I thanked her for her dedicated service for the last 5 years and congratulated her on her retirement. The library is one of our key assets and provides community programs through the dedication of library staff and team of volunteers. Congratulations to Kathy and thank you for your service. And today is our regular meeting of Marmor Lake Council. Next on the agenda are our delegations. Polly, do you want to come forward? And it's regarding request regarding potential donation to the 2026 Marmor Fair by the Marmor Agricultural Society. Welcome. Whoops. Oops. Go ahead, Polly.
Mayor Jan O'Neill, Marmor Lake Town Council. My name is Polly Sprung and I'm here tonight to represent the Marmor Agricultural Society regarding a sponsorship and or donation of $500 request that was asked of council. Our annual fair is scheduled for September 5th and 6th. Our goal is to bring a bigger and better fair back up to standards. The costs for the fair are tremendous and climbing higher every year. This year costs are nearing $30,000, and yes, that excludes a midway, which is more than $20,000. The focus of the fair is agricultural, as it should be. I'd like to note that the equestrian alone is more than $5,000, and $500 would certainly help to decrease that amount. The Marmor Agricultural Society works hard year round with plenty of fundraise, which in turn helps to offset the cost of the annual fair. The board commits to a lot of hours. We offer aids when needed and where needed to other organizations. The Marmor Agricultural strategy is to give our all, and 100% of our funds goes right back into the community of Marmor and Lake. I'd just like to say thank you for all your continued support and taking into consideration our request.
Thank you, Polly. Anyone have any questions for Polly regarding her presentation? Go ahead, Eric.
Just a quick question. So I see one of your highest costs is related to the demolition derby. Can you explain the background on what those costs are?
Okay, so the demolition derby insurance alone is between $2,200 and $2,300. The payouts are again high because you have 3 to 4 classes with a payout of $1,000, $500, and $200 per class. The money that comes in from the derby is, of course, our gate admission and the registration for the cars. So if we have say 30 cars at $60, it doesn't near come close to the payouts. So we usually suck that up.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead, Jane. Jane's online, Polly. Oh, go ahead, Jane. You're muted.
There we go. Okay, I was pushing the wrong button. Hi, Polly. I called and left a message late last week on the telephone number, and just want clarification. I think it's your page 3, but it's our page 110. Has the Friday been canceled on the fair? You have the directors have opted to have Friday of the fair as part of the fair. The sentence is a bit off, so I need to understand.
Yeah, we chose not to do the Friday night as the admission is very limited.
Right.
We're bringing in maybe 400 to 600 and we're putting out 1,500. It just makes sense.
Okay. So the directors have opted out of for Friday of the fair as part of the fair. Good. I just needed clarification on that. Thank you.
You okay? Okay. You're kind of talking over each other. I didn't know if you got to say what you wanted to say.
Fine.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions? Hey, again, thank you to your volunteer team for what you do for the community. The fairs have been a long-standing event in Marmor for over 100 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
To your worship, the council, are you going to, when are you looking to either answer the request for funding that was there as part of the delegation?
Okay, does anybody want to put forth a motion regarding the funding? Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I'll make that motion to support them. What is it, $500? I'll make that motion.
Okay, second, Eric. Anything further? All in favor? That's carried. Thanks again, Polly. John, your turn. And this is regarding the fallen soldier crosswalk update. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council. I just want to bring you up to date. First of all, I want to thank the council and the mayor for your generous offer to partner with us. We really appreciate that. We had the company that we were using online come down and have a look at the site, and they were not enthused. It's probably the word, being that the concrete is cracked and broken up, and they're afraid that it's just not going to look the way it should look. So we had some discussions with them, and then we got in contact with Celeste from the road department, and that she's been involved in these conversations as well. And they were looking at two other sites, which online came up and looked at. One was the crosswalk in front of the Legion there, which is Matthews and Hastings, going from the Legion to the church, that crosswalk way. And the other one was down here on Forsyth and Matthews, right at the stoplight, going from the bank building to CarQuest. I'm not in the loop in terms of all the MTO requirements and everything. The two online and Celeste went back and forth and looking at it, and apparently eliminated the one at the Legion for a variety of reasons. Two of them was there's a problem with the stop sign, and there's a bit of an issue with the sidewalk. It's way above my pay grade. So if you need to know the intimate details, you get a hold of Celeste. She's really good. And they've settled on the entrance down here. So I'm here to ask council to approve the relocation of the fallen soldier crosswalk. Just to give you a little bit more information, online has told us they would do it in June. And they're totally receptive to doing it during the day, during the evening, whatever suits the township. They're telling me that the exit would be closed for probably 3 hours, possibly 4 hours if it's a bit of a damp day. And that's gives you an idea. So that entrance, if you do it there, would be shut down depending on the time of day you want it done, for 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
Now they've done numerous ones of these. They seem to know exactly what they're doing, and Celeste has taught them quite a bit. And like I said, they settled on that would being the best location. So I'm here to ask if you guys would approve that location as an alternative.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for John? Go ahead, Ron.
Don't make them complicated.
No, I totally agree with you, John. I like that idea a lot better where you're going because number one, it's signaled.
Yeah.
Which makes it it is a designated crosswalk.
Sure.
At the present time anyway. This one down here really isn't a crosswalk per se. So that one's much better and it's already signaled, so it's a much better choice. And on the other part about painting, is there any way they could paint in the evening? Because if we're closing that off,
Yeah, they would say they do it.
Better-
No
a
problem.
better fit if it's closed at night than through the day. That's all I'm
The
thinking.
gentleman that runs the company had indicated to me that they're receptive to doing it, whatever the time frame with the township is. So if you had told them they wanted it done in the evening, then they have
Evening's better, I
Yep.
think, only because of the businesses
Yep.
downtown,
Yep.
right?
100%.
But yeah, that's a much better location. I'm glad to hear you're going there.
Okay, Eric?
Question on design. Have you decided, are you going with the Legion provided standard design? or what's
I
gonna
think
get
we gave
made?
you a copy of the one in Sterling.
Yeah,
And the only change in that one is there'll be at one end, the fallen soldier diagram you see. The other end will be the Royal Canadian Legion 100 years. Because it's also our 100th anniversary of the Legion this in 2026. So that we're adding that slight little thing at the other end.
okay,
It's just basically going to say the Royal Canadian Legion 100 years.
okay. And cost wise, were you able, I know you were concerned at the time when you presented originally of increasing costs.
It's going to cost us probably, they've assured us no more than 4,000, but we're going to look after. Yeah, like I said, council generously donated 1,500. We're fully prepared to to spend whatever it takes to get it done, so. And we have the money set aside for that.
All right, thank you for all your work on this project.
Thank you. Any other questions for John? Somebody want to make a motion? Ron, go ahead. Or, okay, good. Pick one. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion then to approve the new location for the Fallen Soldier Crosswalk in Marmon Lake, pending approval of the roads department and ministry. I assume we need approval from as well on this.
Go ahead, Ron.
MTO is not really in on that one, Eric, so we're good ourselves there. If we
Okay.
cross the highway, they would have to be involved, but at this point, it's
It's ours, okay.
jurisdiction, so.
So we can
don't have to have that.
remove that then?
Okay,
I'll
so you're
second.
second,
Yeah.
Ron. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
I,
Just,
the conversation I had with them was in the evening, so I'm assuming it would be like, they might come up and do it at 7 o'clock or something like that till 10 or something like that, but you know, they seem to be more than flexible. I mean, if you dictate a time frame, then that's the time frame to follow. It's as simple as that.
Kristen's got her hand up here just a second.
Through the chair to the rest of council, I did have a conversation with Celeste about her conversation with John. She has called Online Pavement Markings and Maintenance herself just to verify, and they have already committed that the painting will take place overnight. So, yeah, not even in the
perfect.
evening, but in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
4 to 5 hours they were after her conversation with Celeste, but that would be when there'd be very little traffic.
Thanks, Kristen.
And so she felt, you know, good about the relocation as John has shared and after having spoken with the main contact there, Brittany, is that
Yep.
who you had spoken to as well? Felt very good about how much experience they have doing this elsewhere, all the places she was naming off that they had done it, that there shouldn't be any concerns, I guess.
Good. Thanks. Anything further for John? Go ahead,
Well,
Ron.
I guess the overnight thing answers my question, but the car show's on Thursday night and they're right there. That's the only other thing we might have to work around.
Yeah, we just would say
But
third.
they're not there in the middle of the night, so it's not going to factor.
Okay, anything further? All in favor? Oh, sorry, Jane.
I have a question for, I guess, procedural. Do we need to do anything to acknowledge the prior motion that was made in the original place? We don't need to change that motion?
Kristen is shaking her head no.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair to Councillor Lakatos, this is a new motion. We're relocating, so it doesn't negate the previous motion. Kind of builds on it, I guess, is the best way to explain that.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks, Kristen. Thanks, Jane. Anything further? Well, thanks, John. And again, another volunteer organization that we depend on in Marmor a great deal. Thank you.
So we're fine with that location?
Yeah, we've
Perfect.
got it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought I did call that. No? Okay, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Public input, is anyone? Kelly, no, okay. The next on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes of the special budget meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Marmor Lake held Thursday, March 12th, 2026, be approved as presented. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that motion? Ron, second. Jane, any discussion on those minutes? All in favor? That's carried. And next, the minutes of the regular meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Marmor Lake for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026 be approved. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Mike, second. Eric, any discussion, comments? All in favor? That's carried. Staff reports, proposed beach house rental. And the recommendation is that council receive this proposed beach house rental 2026 cones and kayaks report dated April 7th, 2026. That council approve the rental of the Legion Park Beach House for a season rental for the storage of kayaks to Sebastian of cones and kayaks at the same rate as the 2025 agreement. And further, that council direct staff to look into other options and opportunities for rental of the space for the 2027 season that will make it possible for the washrooms to be open to the public on the weekends through the rental period. And I have a mover and a seconder for that report, please. Ron, second. Mike, any comments or discussions on that report? Eric?
Through the chair to John, I guess, if you're speaking to this, for clarification, is cones and kayaks then only using the rear office space of the beach house? Do you know?
Through your chair to Councillor Dow, that's my understanding, correct?
Okay, so if someone does hear about its availability and wants to come forward to rent potentially the other space, it would be available then.
So through your chair to the Councillor Dow, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments or questions, Ron?
Just a question, I guess, to the chair to John, because Jeff's not here, I take it. How did that go last year? I didn't hear much about it. I don't go down there often. Was it a success? I guess it must be coming again, but how did we make out with it?
So through your chair to Councillor Derry, Jeff's not here. He's a new dad, so at home with family and
Smoking cigars.
and new baby. So that went well. With respect to last year, my understanding from speaking to Jeff is that it was a good season. It went well. It was certainly good from the municipality standpoint because there was a presence there. It animated the waterfront. People were there a lot of times line up. We also were able to open up the bathroom so that there was someone there monitoring it. It is not fitting with the business model this year. I think there's going to repatriate the ice cream shop back to Forsyth. So, and that's a shame, but at the same time, the location and the facility is working well, but I think we'd like to maximize that place, that location. So we could, from last year, we saw the possibilities. This year coming forward, unfortunately, that's not the same case, but we will look at how we could market the balance of the property and then look next year for something that can use the entire part of it.
So I call it the old canteen. He's not going to be in that location.
Correct. That's
He
my understanding.
isn't?
No,
So that'll be open if someone did want to open up a canteen, correct?
correct.
Okay, that's good to know because that's a possibility.
And through you, Chair to Councillor Derry, in leading up to this, there was a lot of work that was done in order to bring it up to that standard. I don't want to have that as a missed opportunity. And again, we need the presence on site, which was good last year because what we had experienced in the past was vandalism of the bathrooms. But again, we will look for an appropriate tenant if we can, and it's in shape that if we do get the right opportunity, we could act on that.
Yeah, great. Thanks, John.
Mike?
What I'm reading here, they'll be there on the weekends, but they're not gonna be there during the weekdays. Any full-time extent from what I read. Anyways, I was wondering if we're only getting $400 a month, could we put that $400 a month to pay our staff? Time to open up washrooms and close them during the weekdays? I know Jeff's not here to say anything, but go
Through you,
ahead.
Chair to Deputy Mayor, I can certainly ask in terms of doing that, but I think again, the intention there was
Leave them closed,
pardon me.
leave them closed.
Yes, and the reason being that for what it would cost to keep them open and to be able to facilitate it in terms of having staff, when it gets vandalized, when there may not be staff available, that outweighs the cost of what we get that way. So again, it's more cost prohibitive if we have staff there attending, because again, just based on previous experience, I think there was a significant capital expenditure a couple of years ago to bring those back into shape. And that was because we had vandalism there when it's not attended.
Okay, Mike? You-
Yep.
Yeah, okay, thanks, John. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any summer students this year, so I think that's a missed opportunity where
Yeah.
that could have been used there. But if that space is available, if there are young people, there's several great programs out there for young entrepreneurs. If they want to open a business for the summer company, and there's a Starter Plus program as well, that facility would be a great little space for a summer business.
Thanks, Eric. Anything further? All in favor? That's carried. Next, is report from Jeff again, Quinte Conservation's invasive species boat cleaning project. There's report, regarding the invasive species boat cleaning project. Invasive species boat cleaning project. I think there's two different reports here. And then Quinte Conservation Letter of Intent Invasive Species Management Project. And why the waterless cleaning systems. And the recommendation is that council receive this Quinte Conservation Invasive Species Boat Cleaning Station Project Report dated April the 7th, 2026. And further that council consider including $1,200 in the Parks and Rec 2027 operational budget to cover the costs of this program for the duration of 4 weeks as a trial run if the service is offered. Can I have a mover and a seconder for that, please? Mike? Second, Jane. Any discussion, questions on that? Go ahead, Eric.
I'm still not clear. I respect the intent of the program. I just think it's not a good match to our facilities. I circulated a video to council so they could see how the device works. Just so the public is aware, it is waterless and it is solar. So it's a trailer with a vacuum and compressed air and a set of tongs essentially on a rope. With the traffic, maybe not at Meg's Landing, maybe potentially at one of our other locations, but I personally don't see a high usage and think those funds can be better allocated, maybe in better communication. Both of our boat launches here at least don't have the space.
Go ahead, Mike.
We keep forgetting we have a boat launch up on Dickey Lake too, which would be better suited for it, I think, because we've already got Eurasian milfoil in the lake up there. And it's very hard to get rid of, and it's very invasive and spreads very quickly. So I'd hate to see anything more come into the lake up there. So if we can't use it down here, maybe we can use it up on the Dickey Lake boat launch. You know, there is the northern part of our municipality as well as down here too that we have to take care of.
Thanks. Go ahead, Eric.
I don't deny that that's another location that could be used. I know when we had discussed about this further in the past, we had talked about the northern lakes not seeing as much visitor traffic. I know with Airbnbs and cottages that are there and visiting friends and bringing boats and other watercraft that does exist. But then we'd need pretty strong communication to get usage of it so that a visitor coming here, bringing a watercraft, takes it seriously to use that piece of equipment when they're coming in or out.
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Mike.
see the difference between that and somebody driving in and wanting to launch their boat here. They don't know anything about it either. So I think it's kip for as far as education, as long as it does have, it's easy to use. And that I don't see any difference.
I'm just suggesting you have less overall visitor traffic, right? Is your boat launch mostly used by residents?
No, once spring's over, mostly all the boats are in, and then after that, it's visitors coming and people coming in fishing from other lakes, especially coming from Wollaston Lake or coming from Steenberg Lake. There's a whole bunch of other small lakes there that they come up. Dickey Lake is known for bass fishing and lake trout, so they do come and people do fish there on weekends and things like that.
Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I just wonder, once Jeff gets back and rolling along, if he could look into doing a report or investigation. I know Meg's Landing, there's a lot of land there that we're not utilizing that this could possibly be on. And I know Eric's right, it's tight there right now, but we could look into extending that parking area for something like that. At least it gives them a place to pull up and do whatever they gotta do, and it doesn't inhibit the rest of them from coming in and launching. It's just, I know there's space there, we're just not utilizing it. So maybe that's something Jeff could look into and get back to us and say, yeah, I can fit it in by moving some of the rocks ahead or whatever.
Well, what was it being waterless? I think that you know,
Being
it
waterless, yeah.
provides more, options
Runoff. So
for,
I
you
think
know.
we got the space.
My only concern is committing the next budget, funds from the next budget. Are we allowed to do that? Like, go ahead, Kristen.
The motion that's on the floor isn't a commitment. It's that council consider at the 2027 budget,
Oh, okay.
adding this
Okay.
to the Parks and Rec. So that would go into my chart and then be pulled forward
Okay.
by Nancy at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. That makes it
Wow.
different. Yeah. So anything further? All in favor of, Jane, did you want to say something or you're voting?
I have a question. So, I guess my concern is, and I understand the budget process of the 2027 budget process is, I don't want us to be pigeonholed again with the timeline that if we do go through it with this, that we're only, have the time of an October, spot to get this in. So that would be my only concern, and I don't know how we would work around that. But that's my 2 cents worth.
Okay. I guess that's a Jeff question going forward. Go ahead, John.
So through you, Chair, to the rest of council, I think what we can do is make sure that when we identify the budget process should be far enough ahead that we, again, speak to some of the considerations, some of the concerns that were voiced around here, but also do that ahead of time so that we, it won't be a problem in terms of being able to book this. That was part of the concern.
Okay, thank you. So if there's no other comments or questions, all in favor? That's carried. At this point, I'm going to ask Deputy Mayor Stevens to take the chair, and I'm going to move to his location.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, section 9.3, John Connolly, CAO Deputy Clerk, Alto High Speed Rail Project. Report by John Connolly on the Alto High Speed Rail Project. We have attachments 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need the recommendation that a council accept this Alto High Speed Rail Project update reported April 7th, 2026. Does anybody want to make a motion or?
Yes, I do. Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
So my motion is this. We've been asked repeatedly to take a position on this Alto High Speed Rail. So I've prepared a motion to that effect. So that council accept the Alto High Speed Rail Project Update Report dated April 7th, 2026. And whereas council at its regular meeting of March 17th, 2026 received letters of concern for information and passed motions 2026-124 and 2026-122, which those motions are quoted in the report. And whereas CAO Conley and myself attended public information sessions on March the 5th in Madoc Township and March 25th in Sterling. CAO Conley and myself attended an invitation-only corridor panel discussion roundtable on March 24th in Madoc Township. The invitation only included municipal representatives, stakeholders, and Hastings County participants. And whereas the details of these meetings in the Alto presentation for November the 4th, 2025 is attachment number 1 to that report, and Alto presentation panel discussion attachment number 2 are included in CAO Connolly's report 2026-4-7. And whereas having considered the response received to the list of questions provided by Alto, to date being general in nature and speak more to process and next steps included in the report, they do not provide the detailed information that council and members of the Marmor Lake community are seeking. And at this time, there is no obvious benefit to the municipality of Marmor Lake, only negative impact to the infrastructure, the environment, and increased service delivery demands on already strained resources. And considering resolutions opposing the Alto high-speed rail, including the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, Hastings County Council, and surrounding municipalities have been passed. And whereas there has been considerable opposition by residents and the public through social media, petitions, and letters to council, MPs, and MPPs. Now therefore be it resolved that the council of the municipality of Marmor Lake pass this resolution to oppose the proposed Alto high-speed rail project, and that staff be directed to provide a report on April 21st, 2026 agenda, providing a summary of council's interests and concerns regarding the Alto high-speed rail project to be submitted by the April 24th, 2026 commenting deadlines. So I will move that. Can I get a seconder?
Ron, second that.
Ron?
Okay, questions? Eric?
Would it be possible to get a written copy of that so I can review? That's quite lengthy.
Sure.
Prior
Is that okay, Kristen? We give Eric a written copy?
to discussion, can we take a recess?
Can we,
You can take
Sure.
my copy, Eric. I can just give Eric my.
we
copy.
recess for 5 minutes so that, okay, like, I'd like to make them, like, can I make the motion? No. Eric, you want to make,
I'll make a motion. Can we recess so I can
Ron,
see the verbiage?
second? All in favor? Go ahead. From what I could hear, the first part's just iteration of facts and figures.